Saudi League ain't playing, Breton. It's now.
No, they're not.
It's not. It's now or never. That's the feeling I'm getting. They ain't playing.
Yeah.
They want immediate results, and that's what they're getting. And I want to say the move of Maher is big. I know.
Yes.
I know that Benzema is huge. Benzema is still a great player. Kanté is still a great player. Ronaldo is still a great player. Jota, Ruben, Neves. But Maher, for me, is one of the greatest players I've seen in the Premier League this decade. And to convince a player to leave a European treble to go to the Saudi League, that is immense and bold. And to a team that just got promoted. Like...
Yeah, Ahli, which is, I mean, I think if I have to pick a squad, if you're asking me to pick a squad for the Saudi League this season, I'm going to pick Ahli. Why?
The front trio?
Because if you land, you got Firmino up top, you've got Sen Maximin if you get that over the line on one side, and you've got Mahrez on the other side. I'm already in terms of being entertained. I don't care if you have a defense. If you can score 5 or 6 goals a game, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
But listen. One thing is for sure, this is not done yet, okay? The expectation of the Saudi League was to bring in 3 big stars per the 4 clubs and then bring a whole nother, squad of stars and kind of evenly distribute them all across some of the other teams. But when it comes down to it, it's whether or not, this sustains itself and moves into it. That doesn't matter. There's no doubt that in the Saudi League's history, that this will be a year of heightened attendance. I mean, we saw Al Nassr's attendance is up over 100% since Ronaldo came. And we'll continue to do that. And now you add to that Al Hilal, you add to that Al Ahli, you add to that, I'm already missing one other that I'm forgetting.
Al
Nassr. How am I forgetting that one?
Al Ittihad.
And Al Ittihad, that's the one I forgot. Yep. And they're the ones, believe it or not, to beat, if you're asking my opinion. But they will have one of the most entertaining leagues, obviously, in their league's existence. And they likely should win the AFC Champions League again. I believe it's Al Hilal that is the reigning champion. So I am here to continue this, but there is no doubt that Saudi Arabia is attempting one thing, and they're doing really well at it. They are disrupting the transfer market of world football.
Exactly.
Because we saw it in the form of Moussa Diaby. Moussa Diaby probably would have gone to Aston Villa for maybe 15, 16, maybe 20 million less. And Al Nassr turned that into a little bit of a bidding war.
It's true.
So it puts the Premier League's feet to the fire, whether you like the reasons behind it, and we can have other podcasts about the reasons behind it. There is no doubt that this Saudi League is now a transfer disruptor, and that ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So it's gonna be interesting.
I agree totally. And just to give people at home, just to give an image of the teams that are being assembled. And Al Hilal, we have a team now with Ruben in midfield, with Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, with Koulibaly right there. Maher is still there. So this is a team with great potential in my view. And Jorge Jesus that was managing them years back, before all the Flamengo hype, before Flamengo actually, he was at Al Hilal. So he is back at the helm. And then we have Al Ahli that has Edouard, Mendy in goal, and this front trio that we just spoke, Alan San Maxim, Firmino, and Mahrez. That is so fun to watch. I completely agree with you. Then we have Al Ittihad that has convinced Benzema, Ballon d'Or winner still. They've convinced Kanté, that has bought a 3rd division club in Belgium. And they've convinced Jota to leave Celtic, a 24-year-old that must be attracted by the project and by the eyeballs that will be in the Saudi League. And my last one I want to say is Al Nassr that has Cristiano Ronaldo, Sekou Fofana, they've convinced Brozovic, and I do believe that they will convince Sadio Mane instead of getting Moussa Diaby. I believe Sadio Mane will be signing for Al Nassr. But the point I was going to get to is Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal after a game. I don't recall the exact game. I think it was Benfica. He said that the Saudi League is ahead of many European teams. Cristiano Ronaldo stated this, and I wanted to say, Cristiano Ronaldo, right now, I disagree totally that the Saudi League is ahead of the Eredivisie, ahead of the La Liga, of all the leagues but the Premier League, like you said. But in 3 to 5 years' time, if you keep convincing players like Milinkovic-Savic, if you're convincing players like Ruben, Neves, Jota, Benzema, players that Maher that have immediate impact, I do believe they can be ahead of Primeira Liga and Eredivisie, but La Liga and Premier League, 100% I don't think they will be ahead, the Saudi League. So in a five-year period of time. And I do believe he's wrong to say that right now, at this stage. Yeah. But he did say that they would be a top 5 league before they were even getting all these players. And I do agree that Ronaldo is the biggest variable for, well, Cristiano Ronaldo and the money attractiveness is the variables that are attracting all these players. But if Ronaldo wasn't there, they wouldn't be going. They wouldn't be going to the Saudi League, in my point of view.
But yeah, they would. I mean, money is money.
The TV rights of the Saudi League weren't even available in half the countries that they did get available immediately when Ronaldo signed. Even Portugal.
Yeah, but this plan did not start with Ronaldo. This plan, in terms of the football league, obviously he's the first shoe to drop, and he's become kind of a mouthpiece of it. But they've often stated that by 2030 they want to have a top 10 league. Ronaldo just decided to make it seem a whole lot more hyperbolic than it actually is, because 5 years is tough without the impetus of a World Cup or something like that, which is, what got me into hot water a year ago, saying that about a top 6 about Major League Soccer. But when it comes down to it, money is money, right? They are throwing inflated wages at these people, right? They are throwing inflated wages at whatever. And you can talk about it. It's a strategy. It gets people to play there. It screws up the transfer market as well, and we could argue that the transfer market was already screwed up in terms of paying ridiculous inflated costs. But when it comes down to it, I don't know if Ronaldo's solely responsible, but it feels weird to me to see Ronaldo become Zlatan for a second. It's so unnecessary of him that I just don't agree with that kind of over-the-top rhetoric from him, when generally the play on the field and his love for the club and him being an ambassador for the Saudi Pro League, fine. If that's what you want to do, that's great. Just do what you're doing and be really, really good at it. I don't think you need to throw that type of weirdness in there. Don't become Zlatan, Ronaldo.
He's just stating his point of view, but I because he's one of the most talked person in the world.
He shouldn't need to. He's Cristiano Ronaldo. You should not need to. Do it with your actions. And score a hat-trick against Benfica in Faro.
Well, he scored a hat-trick when he was 37 against Tottenham, and they needed a goal. They needed not just one goal. They needed 3 to win Tottenham 3-2 with Kanté. But I agree with that. I agree that the actions should be told on the pitch, and I do believe he does that. But let's see more of the Saudi League in the coming season. But people, put down below, what is the signing that we haven't spoken in this video and the signing that you've liked the most? My personal one is Sekou Fofana, because he was in the team of the season of Liga, and the fact he goes to Al Nassr, it must say something, because he must believe in the league too. But tell us your thoughts in the comment section, and like this video if you're listening until now.